Starting to get somewhere now. So I've got my motor shield, and I've got my motors made, and I've got my battery with a switch on it. And now let's just attach it all together. Now once again, I am not going to do every single bit. Let's just do a couple of motors. So I said red is right and black's on the left. And what we have to do is we have to first loosen off these circle bits here if they aren't loosened enough already. So just loosen them off a little bit. Same with these ones here, so just be almost at the height of the blue thing. You can usually get away with it being a bit below that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to have my motors squidge in there. And tighten, tighten, tighten. It's good to have it fairly tight because the motors, they can might be moving around and pulling stuff, so if it pulls at all, you don't want it to come flying out, especially if it's embedded in a case or something later. It could be quite a bit of work to get into it. Okay, I think those are reasonably tight. Okay, pretty tight. Let's do the one on the other side as well, the next motor. So that's motor 1 in and motor 2 going in. Squidge in. And we're going to tighten these things up. There we go. Alrighty, okay. And then I do the exact same on the other side as well. Battery wise, I've got my battery. I'm going to make sure it's off first, so it's quite handy to have that little off switch on it because we don't use that. And I'm going to put this in here. And now, again, what we want to be looking for in the board is which one is positive, which one's negative. So you can see here. You can see here it says GND, and then this side it says M plus. I think it is. Anyway, so that's how it's going to go. So if I take my battery and a wee bit of a thread hanging there, that's not good. Okay, and push that in there, and then I'm just going to tighten that up. Again, it's good if it can be decently tightened. And let's do the same with the other side as well. I probably want to put a bit of tape or something around these wires over here, the back of the switch, just so it's going to touch it and get zapped. Okay, so there we go. We've got our power connected. Yay! Again, motors on the other side, I'll do later. And then I want to get my actual Arduino board, my Uno. Now in this case, again, I'm quite lucky because my board and my Uno are designed to go together. If that's not the situation, you're going to have to work out what the pin numbers are on your motor board and then plug them in or wire them through to the correct area of your Uno. Yeah, so that could be a bit tricky, not super hard, but I'd imagine reasonably time consuming to figure it out. Okay, so with us though, we're quite lucky that this one and this one, they just plug in on top of each other. Now just check your pins, because you'll see here, look, I've got one that's a little bit bent, and it just happens sometimes when they're getting shipped and things. You just need to bend it back out a little bit. Okay, there it goes, reasonably even. And then I'm going to insert those into my teeth across the top. Okay, so should all just line up nicely and just push in, clip, 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 all done. There we go. And we're in. No problems. Squish, squish, squish. Just make sure it's nice and sturdy and in. Good. Now, so I think I removed it before, which I shouldn't have done. Previously, there was a little jumper going across here. Yeah. Now, what does that mean? That's telling us at the moment that the whole thing is going to use the power from the Arduino. Now we don't want that because we have an external battery. Okay, so we are going to take off the jumper to let it know that the motors have to use the battery power, and then the Arduino will have a 9-volt battery that's going to power it separately as well. Okay, so 2 different power systems, because the 12 volts is probably going to be too much for the Arduino, I think. Alright, and then the moment of testing, this little green light, I hope, will turn on when I turn on my switch. Yay! Oops, now you can't really see it because of the thing, but yay. Okay, so that's it all set up. I'm going to plug in the other motors, and then we'll look at how we can actually test it all, see if it's working with the software.